Sonic Colors is the brand new Sonic game from this very hard console generation for Sonic. He has created many spin-offs on the Nintendo Wii, as we mentioned in our previous Sonic 4 review, but he hasn't been able to create the most unique Sonic adventure like he used to do with the Adventure series, or even Sonic Heroes. So Sega has been continuing experimenting with different formulas, and they came up with the Sonic Unleashed formula. Unfortunately, it had the wear out. So now with Sonic Colors, they are using what worked in Sonic Unleashed and bringing it to Sonic Colors. Sonic Colors decides to continue the new, simple stories it has been having lately in the Sonic franchise, in which Eggman is again up to no good. In this case, Dr. Eggman has created a big fun park as a way of saying sorry for being bad, but turns out that he's abusing of small alien creatures called the Whips to create and give life to this park. While it may seem like a very evil plan, the game fails to make any part of the story feel serious at all. This is due to the fact that every single cutscene has comedy in all of the script that honestly feels tacked on. They don't come out as natural as they could have been. I also do not like the concept of making Tails no longer wanting to run along with Sonic, and instead he spent all his time with mechanics like if he didn't deserve to do anything else. And I know many people won't agree with this, but I honestly miss the rest of the characters that didn't make a single appearance in this game. They didn't have to be playable, but adding them to the story won't do any harm. I mean, Amy, Knuckles, at the very least, no. Only Sonic and Tails and Eggman. That's all you get. The platforming on Sonic Colors is quite similar to the one you see on Sonic Unleashed, in which you are switching between 2D and 3D perspective. However, Sonic Colors features the 2D perspective in the majority of the game, and is also the most polished one. The 2D here definitely feels similar to the classic Sonic platforming game from Genesis, but it does not achieve to truly be like them because of how simple they can be. You can still find them quite difficult due to the problems the control have when Sonic has to jump, because his jumping doesn't seem well balanced, and it requires you to try and coordinate his jump, slowing down the pace of the game. In the 2D perspective, the jumping works well, but changing Sonic's direction does not feel as good as it should have been. He's running very fast, but you barely have any control when you're taking left or right. The 3D segments in general are quite disappointing. They feel put in there because they had to, but they do not offer any kind of platforming excitement. The level design of Sonic Colors is actually bigger than most Sonic titles, because they offer different paths to take and complete the level. This is where the power of the alien whips comes into play, as they give you certain abilities that will open new paths for you. Unfortunately, most of the whips are quite difficult to control. They last very limited time or slow down once again the pace of the game. For example, the laser whips must be activated when you see some special diamonds, so it can connect, but the game fails to identify them most of the time. The drilling wisp is actually one of the better ones, because you can go underground and discover new areas, but it only has a limited time.
Currently, we know that this is normal. But in Sonic Colors, this is what you get. Of course, getting inspiration from Super Mario Galaxy is not a bad idea, considering how great this game is. Maybe they're taking the Sonic and Mario relationship too seriously.
The graphics on Sonic Colors are actually pretty good. For the Nintendo Wii, it's definitely one of the better looking games out there. However, the game has so many colors and so many details that sometimes it can be a little confusing to even focus on Sonic with so many colors. I know, they actually took the title of the game very literal. But aside from that, the game does look fun and the character models look great, and overall frame rate, well, is not quite the best one to say, but it works. The music is perhaps the best part of Sonic Colors. It still has that edgy classic Sonic style from the 2D games. It's not that rock on that you know from Sonic Adventure, but it still has that nice gamey feel to it from the previous Sonic Classic title. The voices, however, are personally not so great.
Now I know what's going on. The military has mistaken me for the likes of you. So, where do you think you're going with that emerald? Say something, you fake hedgehog!
There's no mistake about it. This must be the island. It's a secret military base that is reinforced and super strong. It's called the Prison Island. I heard the news about it on satellite TV. I still can't believe that Sonic will destroy the military.
Equals evil plot for us to foil. Lucky for us, he's not very good at keeping things hidden.
True. It would be pretty hard to miss a giant floating space amusement park surrounded by planets. Still, an evil plot? I don't know.
Wow! Plot or not, you can't be mad at this view. This place has taken beauty to the next level. I'm just surprised that it was so easy to sneak in here.
I wouldn't say it was that.
The new Sonic voice is simply not very likable for me. Maybe I just need to get used to it, but I don't think that they needed to make Sonic more mature, because Mario, for example, has never changed his voice to something more mature, and he's more older, so I think it was something very dumb really to change all the characters' voices to sound more mature or more different. I thought that was just unnecessary. Sonic Colors is not a bad game. If you enjoy the daytime Sonic stages of Sonic Unleashed, then you will definitely have fun with this game. However, if you are from the other people that want a more traditional Sonic 3D adventure and are waiting for Sonic Adventure 3 someday, somehow, then you won't be that much excited at this new title. If you did not enjoy anything at all from Sonic Unleashed, then chances are you're probably not enjoying this that very much either. But at the very least, it's worth a rent. It's a nice try for Sega to make the more traditional, classic platforming people happy. But now Sega has to bring another game for the other crowd of Sonic fans. Sonic Colors gets an 8 out of 10.